bitter host, Todd Huff.
Well, that is right. You are listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk, and I'm your host, Todd Huff. Today's a little bit different of a day as we are welcoming to the program Jay Height of Shepherd Community Center to talk about some of the things that they're doing, some of the good work, and not just that, but also how this, just the role really that this plays, that folks like Shepherd play in the conservative ideology. Because as I've shared before, there's a perceived weakness amongst conservative or people that are criticizing conservatism, that conservatives don't care about people, conservatives only care about themselves, conservatives are greedy jerks that want the rest of the world who doesn't have much, or whatever the case may be, to suffer profoundly so that we can, you know the folks I'm talking about. But I want to explore some things with Jay, and it's a pleasure to have him on the program. But before we do that, we'll do that next segment. I want to share this. I want to share this soundbite. You may have heard this. I saw this yesterday on Twitter. Former Fox News producer or associate producer Kyle Becker posted this. This was on C-SPAN. And sharing, okay, so we know the Supreme Court of the United States. That body meets to determine what cases they're actually going to be hearing. And normally, and this will be made known in the soundbite, if you didn't know this already, what happens is the 9 justices get together, they talk about it in the closed-door meeting. Normally it's pretty, you don't hear a ruckus. These are very academic-like individuals that go into that meeting, and everyone shares their opinions. This is why, by the way, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Justice Antonin Scalia could have been friends. They had tremendous disagreements on the Constitution, tremendous disagreements on the role of the Constitution, whether or not the Constitution is living and breathing. But they could be friends. They got along personally well, and that was revealed to us in more detail when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed here this a couple of months ago. So, but that wasn't the case, and I want to play this because there's been notes that have been shared by individuals in that Supreme Court when the Texas case, right? We had Texas a couple of weeks ago that was supported by, 16 other states or some such thing, 17 maybe. Texas says, hey, these states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and Wisconsin, I believe were the four named. They have effectively violated the Constitution, the Electors Clause, and Equal Protection Clause too, I believe. And so they've caused harm to us because they didn't follow their rules. And by not following their rules, they've changed effectively who their candidate is going to be through the Electoral College. And that harms all of us because this is a candidate that all the states have agreed, the president. We have a very specific way that we're supposed to elect this individual, and they've basically abdicated their responsibilities there. It's caused great harm to us. So that's kind of the stage that's set here. And I want you to listen to these words. I want you to listen to what someone inside the Supreme Court noted, one of the workers there, clerk or whomever, has made known what happened inside that room when they were deciding whether or not they would hear the Texas case. Here it is.
That talks it was written by someone who's a current staffer for one of the Supreme Court justices. And I'll just describe the report to you that I read, and you can make of it what you will. He said that the justices, as they always do, went into a closed room to discuss, cases they're taking or do debate. There's no phones, no computers, no nothing. No one else is in the room except for the 9 justices. It's typically very civil. They usually don't hear any sound. They just debate what they're doing. But when the Texas case was brought up, he said he heard screaming through the walls as Justice Roberts and the other liberal justices were insisting that this case not be taken up. And the reason, the words that were heard through the wall when Justice Thomas and Justice Alito were citing Bush versus Gore from John Roberts were, I don't give a about that case. I don't want to hear about it. At that time, we didn't have riots. So what he was saying was that he was afraid of what would happen if they did the right thing. And I'm sorry, but that is moral cowardice. And we in the SREC, I'm an SREC member, we put those words in very specifically because the charge of the Supreme Court is to ultimately be our final arbitrator, our final line of defense for right and wrong. And they did not do their duty. So I think we should leave these words in.
Okay, so the technicalities there as to what this, what's happening here on C-SPAN. But the point here is that you have allegedly, according to what a staffer has shared, that, basically the process by which the Supreme Court decided not to take the Texas case involved emotions from a group of folks that really should approach this unemotionally. We've talked about this before. We've talked about what Justice Kavanaugh during his confirmation hearing said. If you don't occasionally disagree with one of your decisions as a judge, as now a Supreme Court justice, then you are not following the law, because there's no way that you disagree with or that you agree with everything in that law. There's no way. At some point, if you're following the law, it's going to require that you follow it in spite of your personal preferences. You're supposed to be non-emotional. You're supposed to look at the facts. And he's in there screaming, according to, not testimony, but to notes taken, to reports given from someone inside the Supreme Court, a staffer, saying that he or she is listening to John Roberts scream at Justices Alito and Thomas. By the way, kudos to them for standing up for the Constitution, for the rule of law, for at least the desire to say, let's hear this. We have original jurisdiction here. This is between the states. This is an important issue. This is why we should probably be involved. And John Roberts basically, according to a staffer in the Supreme Court, says, I don't want to hear about that. Bush versus Gore back in 2000, we were not living in a time where we had, where we were looking at riots. So now, basically, you think about this, where the ramifications of this lead. If you have enough people that will do enough, wreak enough havoc, destroy enough property, burn enough things down, folks are okay in the Supreme Court, at least John Roberts is, and possibly the other 6 that voted alongside him on this issue not to listen to this case. If enough folks are going to get angry about you following the law, I guess it's now considered legitimate or reasonable not to follow the law. This, my friends, is a travesty for the Supreme Court. And if this is the way that this is going to be done, in the Supreme Court, we're witnessing the end of law and order in this society. I mean, it's remarkable to think about. No, Todd, there's an exception here. This is difficult times. We don't want to upset the apple cart. Okay, so that's the side that doesn't riot should be punished, because the side that does riot, if the law is on the other folks' side, the side that does riot is going to burn everything down. So suddenly, the law doesn't matter. Remarkable to hear these words uttered. I've got to take a break. Come back, and I want to share my conversation with Jay Height, the executive director, Shepherd Community Center. Sit tight, back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in Central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indie Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indie Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
For those of you that have been listening to this program for any length of time, you would have heard by now from our friends at Shepherd Community Center, and they are doing a campaign here at Christmas, Caring at Christmas. I have Jay Height, the Executive Director of Shepherd, on the phone. Jay, thanks for joining us. How are you today, sir?
Doing great. and we appreciate already the support of your show and your listeners.
Well, we do appreciate your partnership. We appreciate what you do. So for folks that don't know, I mean, I've talked about this on the program, but tell us specifically what Caring at Christmas is, how you serve those folks in need in your community, and kind of where that idea or that need came from.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for us to help parents provide Christmas for their children. They're from birth all the way up to our through 18 through high school. And the idea in this is we want to help parents who are struggling this Christmas season by providing them the opportunity. They pay $5 for each kid that they want to shop for. And then next week, the parents will be coming to a store that we set up with all new toys, hats, gloves, socks, underwear. We have boots this year and some other clothing items. And the parents get to select what they want. And then they are able to, it's different because of COVID. So they actually will sit in our parking lot, and with a clean, sanitized iPad, they will sit in their car, and we will take them through the building so they can select what they want. And it's really about them providing Christmas for their family. And the kids never know we're involved. This is about helping parents. And then after the gifts are selected, we have volunteers who will be here wrapping those gifts and then take them out to the car for the parents. We've asked each of them, of the families, to donate $5 per student that they're shopping for. They get about $120 to $140 worth of gifts. And the idea behind that is we take that money and we want them to be giving at Christmas as well. And none of the parents have complained about this. They actually, I think it makes them feel good that they're able to do something. Mm-hmm. And we provided a check out to the Navajo Reservation, to some churches and ministries that work on the res, that they can provide Christmas on the res this year. And we're appreciative for the work that goes on there, and want our families to know they may be struggling, but we want to be people who are givers as well.
Well, people have heard me talk about this a lot, but tell folks where they can go to help out if they want to participate in that.
Well, they can go to caringatchristmas.com, and there's ways that they can be involved. They can call us here at Shepherd at 317-375-0203 and find out ways. They can actually donate. They can go on our virtual stores and purchase items and have them shipped here. But what we do is that by the time all of our families, and we'll help over 1,000 kids receive Christmas this year, we have other partners who show up on when we're done, and they take everything to provide Christmas to other ministries and churches and organizations that are working hard to provide Christmas as well. We share that. We want all of the gifts that come in for Christmas to go out at Christmas. And so we're excited about those partnerships, and to know that our reach is into so many homes. And the idea is to just really share the joy of Christmas to parents while they are able to provide Christmas for their children.
Well, it's fantastic what you do, and I like the idea of parents, paying $5 too, because, like you said, that gives them the opportunity to be involved in that. And there's a difference. I think that it maybe speaks to your Shepherd's philosophy on charity and the other ways that you serve the community as well, which is, all of us are created in the image of God. We all have talents, abilities, and so forth. Those who are receiving charitable contributions or gifts or Christmas gifts or whatever, clothing, they're not some sort of a second-class citizen by any stretch. They're just someone who's oftentimes caught up in the cycle of poverty, sometimes have made bad decisions, any number of things, right? And you're there to help. So maybe paint the broader picture of what Shepherd does for the community on the Near East Side of Indianapolis.
Well, to understand it, we are a continuum. So we begin working with a mom and their child as soon as she's pregnant. And we'll stay engaged with them until that child is into college, is into trade school, is into a career, moving on. And so we want to engage with both generations to break the cycle of poverty for both generations. And so in this continuum, from Project Jordan to our preschool and our child care center to our elementary school and our elementary after school and our summer programs and middle school, high school, this year we're excited to say we helped 17 kids start college on full rides, and have several more upperclassmen at 2 different colleges, Taylor University and Oakland City University, partner with us in a program called Act 6. But we're also helping other students go to IUPUI, to Ivy Tech. There's a whole litany, but many of them want to go to trade school, so we're helping them get into the trades and staying connected with them to help them. It's really about building a life of upward stability and to build 10 assets that we've identified, and faith being the basis of that. Government has focused on one asset, and that being money, but we know that the war on poverty has been lost, and this last year it's gotten worse. And the solution is really us. It's us individually taking responsibility to help our neighbor. Christ told us to love our neighbor, and I think he meant it. And so we want to live that out in a tangible way, because I can live life with my neighbor, and government has certain roles, but the war on poverty has lost, and we've instead trapped people in, and we want to help them break out of that and move to that life of upward stability.
Well, I come at this as a conservative Christian, and I'm not going to ask you to speak on anything political necessarily, but I think that one of the perceived, and I use the word perceived, weaknesses of conservatism is that conservatives don't have a solution for those that are in, difficult circumstances or poverty or what have you. And I think that often comes down to, of course, misunderstanding. Sometimes that's intentional in the media and certain politicians, but also we don't necessarily articulate that very well. So you said something there that really struck a nerve with me, which is, what Jesus said, which is to help our neighbors. So I guess kind of elaborate on that and differentiate that between the approach you see taken by government. Like you said, it's basically just a check in the mail. Compare and contrast that with what you do and your organization does for that community.
Well, we don't have clients. We have neighbors. And so I can live in relationship. Government is an entity. It isn't relationally connected. And what's ravaging our cities is loneliness. And another government program doesn't change that. But me calling my neighbor and checking on them and talking to them and, while, connecting while distancing, the challenge of compassion in the COVID era, we still can be connecting and calling our neighbors and texting them and stopping by and with mask on and distance on the front porch, having conversations to just check in on them. That's the power, what we can do individually. And what made America great was individuals accepting responsibility. When you read of our early church leaders in this country and our early political leaders, they took the responsibility, and many of them risked everything. And so it cost many of them their lives. And I think that's what we're called to do today even. And that is to say, the poor in my neighborhood, that child who's struggling in school is my responsibility because they're my neighbor. And we have to embrace the concept and take personal responsibility. What I fear is, I think it was 55 years ago that Lyndon Johnson, well-intentioned, but has been an absolute failure, declared the war on poverty. I actually stood 50 years to the week on the porch, the iconic photos in Martin County, Kentucky, Turkey Creek. And I stood on that same porch and I spoke to Tom Fletcher, who was the unemployed coal miner who President Johnson spoke to, and the pictures are with. I spoke to his son 50 years later. And he said, government promised us a lot, but nothing's changed. I still don't have running water, and I still don't have electricity. He said, do you think the church could help us? And I think individually in the church, faith thrives in what I do. It has shaped me to be the person I am, and so many of my colleagues, not just at Shepherd Community, but throughout the city and throughout the United States and the world, of Christians who are living out their faith to say, listen, it's my responsibility. And hearing Calvin say to us, government hasn't changed anything, and we know lots of money has been spent to try to change this. And so I think it's really relationships that have changed. Here at Shepherd, we've embraced this model of paraclete. It's the Greek word for the Holy Spirit in the New Testament, but it's defined as the one who comes alongside to help carry the load. And we have to be paracletes to our neighbors. We have to help them when they're having challenges. And, the beauty of this, my wife and I, Jane and I, have lived here in this neighborhood for 25 years. And there's been times when we have gone through difficult times. I can remember when my father-in-law died, and we were out of state, and there we are at the funeral, and a busload of folks from our neighborhood here drove 2 hours to come be with us because we're family. We're not a program. We're not, client to staff connection. We're living life together, and I think that's where change is going to happen. And we've been blessed, and my kids lived with and were in programs with the kids of our neighborhood, and they're their friends still. And my kids are all grown and serving throughout the United States in ministry, and we're blessed by them and their spouses as they serve, and particularly as a grandpa, blessed by the grandkids. That's the reward for middle school. But
that's right.
That's the difference that we can make. It's embracing responsibility, and instead of offloading that to the government.
Absolutely. Well, I want to continue this. I got to take a break here, but when we come back, you said a couple of things I want to dig a little bit deeper on. But we're with Jay Hyde, Executive Director, Shepherd Community Center. We're partnering with the good folks there on a Christmas drive. Toys, clothing. You can help out. There's still time to help out. Go to caringatchristmas.com to see how you can do that. And if you sit tight, we'll finish our conversation with Jay on the other side of the break. Back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Welcome back. So I'm taking a brief interlude here between the two parts of my conversation with Jay Height of Shepherd Community, and I wanted to take a moment because look, this is the last chance for anyone listening to my voice to participate in Caring at Christmas. They'll be opening the store here in a couple of days at Shepherd Community, where folks can come in and shop for gifts. And I've mentioned toys a lot, but there's clothing as well. You can go to caringatchristmas.com and see how you may personally want to help. But this is your last chance. And I was thinking, too, during the break, you know, you hear a lot about unity. In fact, I said yesterday, one of the things that we posted on social media that came from this show, I'm all for unity. I'm all for reconciling. I'm all for coming together with folks, but I'm not for violating my principles, right? So what are we unifying around? And when you look at the federal government, when you look at the folks that are that have the platform, that are leading the Democrat Party, they're wanting us to unify around things that I simply cannot do. Changing the economy, changing the culture, changing this great nation from what it was founded to be. So I mentioned that only to set to compare and contrast here between this opportunity. This is an opportunity, and I'm speaking to, I know, the liberals that listen in this audience. I'm speaking directly to you as well. This is our opportunity collectively, people from all ideological walks of life, to come together and to help families in need this Christmas season. And I will tell you, I've said this before, but the way that they do it at Shepherd Community is top notch. In fact, what Jay talks about, our conversation continues here after the break. He shines some light on some of those 10 assets, as he calls them, that they try to seek to provide or give, help folks navigate and help them in 10 different areas, or as he says, assets. And I think that it's a beautiful thing. And what he talks about, relationship, is the key. He'll get into that. But here's our last chance. This program, this opportunity is coming to a rapid end here today. caringatchristmas.com. Check it out. For those of you that have, thank you so much. For those of you that have been meaning to, take just a moment to do that today, because it is your last chance to participate and help this program, this organization serve a much needed void, provide a much needed service, and help folks in our community. caringatchristmas.com. Sit tight, take a break, come back and share the rest of my conversation with Jay. Be back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items, at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan, from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the word. For on time.
You can make Christmas special for local families. Shepherd Community Center needs your donation for toys, hats, and gloves for children in need this holiday season. If you believe Christmas is about caring for others, help us make it special by sharing your blessings this season in the lives of those struggling. Help a child today. For more information on how to donate or volunteer, call 317-375-0203 or visit shepherdcommunity.org.
Continuing here in our discussion with Jay Height, Executive Director, Shepherd Community Center, Indianapolis, talking about their Christmas drive for children in Indianapolis, in the community, in the neighborhood. And you can find out how you can participate in that by going to caringatchristmas.com. There's still time. There's not a lot of time, but there's still time to do that. But anyway, I want to dig a little bit deeper on a couple things Jay said during the first portion of our interview. One thing you mentioned was the name of the ministry, Paraclete, and it reminds me, or I guess it illustrates or points out to me this great need we have in society today. Technology has driven us away from interpersonal relationships in many instances, and loneliness is a massive problem. You're exactly right on that around this country. And so I guess talk about maybe the challenges or just what you've observed trying to create these relationships, build these relationships, strengthen these relationships during this, I guess, social media online world where folks are maybe lacking. What have you observed? What have you learned?
Well, people are thrilled to stand on the porch and have a conversation. And I think the challenge to us is time. But I think what COVID has done is it's taken our schedule and took that dry erase board and erased everything and said, now, what are you going to put back on the board? And I think we have to prioritize and value our neighbors and making personal connections. And it starts by knowing who they are, knowing their names. And it's not just those who live on either side of you or across the street, but it's embracing your neighborhood as a whole. If we can re-neighbor the hood, we'll change it. We're not going to police our way out of these challenges. We've lost some friends to addictions through this because loneliness is just relentless, and we want to stop the suicides and overdoses because and that's happening in every neighborhood because people don't feel like anyone cares. And I can't fix the city, but I can fix part of it. I can fix my neighborhood, and that's what we each need to embrace. And you can use technology as a way to stay in connection, but it can't be solely. I mean, there's still a powerful thing that my wife and I experience when we're on a porch talking to one of our friends. We help deliver food. There's so many folks here doing great things at Shepherd, and we just do a small thing on Wednesday mornings, delivering food and talking to them, and know that our neighbors are thrilled to have someone come to their house, and we're being careful and keep our mask on and all those things. But, man, there's just this powerful jolt when someone says, man, I've been looking forward to seeing you. And to know that there's power in relationship.
Amen, there is. And I think the world is in dire need of that. I've witnessed that myself, so I applaud you for that. The other thing I wanted to kind of sink our teeth in, and I know this is probably a huge, we just want the 30,000-foot view here, but you mentioned that poverty is not, it's obviously about money, but it's not just about money. There's a lot of other things going on there. So I think you mentioned 10 factors or assets. Okay, so explain to us maybe at the 30,000-foot view what that means, what those indicators or assets, as you say, are, and just, I guess, illuminate that for us a little bit.
Yes, and so what I would say is if you think of the old Indiana Jones movies and you have the swinging bridge there,
mm-hmm.
and you got to figure out how you're going to get across, so think of the assets as the planks. And so we have 10 planks. If you have 3 or 4 of them missing, there's just no way to get across. You can't safely navigate that. So when we're trying to help folks to move out of poverty to a life of upward stability, not mobility, but stability, we think, and here's the 10: faith, health, support, emotional stability, mental acuity, models, self-advocacy, and knowledge of dominant culture, a future orientation. We would say this, and there's scriptures that go with this. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for you to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. We want folks to know that they are beautifully and wonderfully made with a purpose. And then finally, income is one of them. But like I said, we believe it's the least of them because we know a lot of wealthy people who are very poor and who struggle with life. And so we want to build those assets to allow them to navigate their way to that life that God has created them for.
And so your programs at Shepherd, whether they be the Caring at Christmas program that we're talking about or the other services that you provide to your neighborhood, to your community, they're all rooted in addressing one or more of those assets. Is that a fair way of looking at it?
Correct. And so sometimes we do things like Caring at Christmas to help deepen the relationship, because in relationship, I can help teach and help our neighbors acquire these assets.
Absolutely. And it takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment. But you mentioned something earlier too about having that whiteboard kind of erased with COVID. I remember that time in the spring when, there's a lot of things I can still do from the home studio, but there comes a point where, you kind of get caught up on stuff, and you do. That whiteboard, as you said, that metaphor, it gets erased. And then what are we going to put back on it? Are we going to continue to put ourselves in the situations, not that, maybe there's some bad habits or some bad priorities that we had. I think most people would at least say that was something that COVID helped point out to them. But on that board has to be people, right? I mean, you're especially speaking to those who know Jesus. I mean, this is up there. Love God and love people. So I guess speak to that for a moment.
Well, we just have to make a decision. It's purposeful. How am I going to live my life? And what is it that I want when folks look back and say this? I don't want folks to say, "Look at Jay Height, look at all the things he did." What I want people to say is, "Man, I saw Jesus.
Amen.
Someone loved me." And I look back at the people who poured into my life, my parents and people that God put, teachers, coaches who helped me in my journey. And I am the person I am today because of them and Christ working in my life. And so I just want to encourage folks to recognize that they are the solution that God has ordained for our communities. And it's not a criticism of government, but that's not what government can do. It can't instill hope. Mm-hmm. Government they can institute programs sometimes, and we have to be the folks who come alongside and building these assets in people's lives. Yeah.
I appreciate what you do. As I've shared with the audience, and I'm not just saying this to you, Jay, I think what you guys do is fantastic. I think that your philosophy and approach is biblical and very philosophically sound. It's good work. You're doing great things. I admire and applaud you. Again, for those that want to help out with this particular campaign, caringatchristmas.com is where you would go. See how you can provide toys, clothing, other items for children in need, in the neighborhood, in the community, near east side of Indianapolis. Jay, I applaud you. God bless you for what you do. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thanks. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business. at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had. Because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and Trane products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a Trane. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Hunting, fishing, bows, guns, ammo, safes, and more. The Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has all the gear you need for your outdoor experience. We have a huge selection of brands that other shops don't carry, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to answer all your outdoor adventure questions. At Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood, you can even hone your archery skills at our indoor shooting range. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. So get outdoors, but bring the right gear.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
You can make Christmas special for local families. Shepherd Community Center needs your donation for toys, hats, and gloves for children in need this holiday season. If you believe Christmas is about caring for others, help us make it special by sharing your blessings this season in the lives of those struggling. Help a child today. For more information on how to donate or volunteer, call 317-375-0203 or visit shepherdcommunity.org.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Welcome back, folks. I really appreciate you, those of you that have helped with this campaign, Caring at Christmas. I think it's an important thing. It's a great opportunity, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for helping to provide Christmas to those in need this holiday season. And this is, again, an opportunity for folks who, of all backgrounds, all ideologies, to come together and do something good. And I think if we want to find a way to work together, this is the way to do it. Don't ask me to compromise my principles just for the sake of unity. Throw everything out the window now that they believe the Democrats will be in control. It's time to compromise principles. That's not how we do this, but we can certainly find some common ground in an area like this. So I want to thank Jay, his team, and what they do. They truly do a remarkable job on the Near East Side of Indianapolis. But I've got to go. Thank you so much. CaringAtChristmas.com. Last chance, folks. God bless SDGC tomorrow. Take care.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh Apple, and even Racing Fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Do you have 10 years of construction experience? Reformation LLC specializes in residential construction and is looking for a mentor and team leader to fill a general superintendent position. Our company was founded to provide training and mentoring to individuals coming out of substance abuse addiction. We believe your past doesn't dictate your future. If you have experience, we have a place for you at Reformation. We have a passion for seeing lives and homes transformed. Contact us today at reformationllc.com or 317-643-1952.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indie Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indie Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace